Do you remember where you put the batteries that stopped working in your TV remote? Or what about those earphones that suddenly stopped working one day? And where do phones go once they sleep forever? If your electronic waste is collecting dust, then you aren't alone. But that's not a good sign. Global e-waste generation has increased from 34 billion kgs in 2010 to 62 billion kgs in 2022. India ranks third amongst the largest e-waste generators globally, and Mumbai ranks first in India for generating e-waste, followed by Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, and Kolkata. Clearly, the increase in usage of electronics indicates development and growth, but at what cost? Just like email spamming our inboxes, e waste fills our land, and most people struggle with one single question: okay, what do I do with all this junk now?
My name is Vishwanath Mallavadi Davangere, and I have been exploring e-waste from past 2 decades and trying to create something extraordinary from nothing. So I got so fascinated with e-waste texture, color, forms, and very interesting and fun to work with this media. So e-waste itself is inspiration for me. It's not like I have to go out and see the nature and get inspired. It's not like that. Once I explore e-waste and then see the possibilities, there is endless possibility. One simple example is this mobile, which is keypad mobile phone, which is totally discarded one, obsolete now. Nobody likes this keypad one. All go for touch phone. So this is one very good example. I try to create one composition. This is a art installation which could be installed in metro or airport. So there are so many ways by which this waste thing can be transformed into a very interesting. Conventional way is recycling, like you try to extract some precious metal from these kind of things. But I am trying to upcycle and increase the value of this product. So how I do it? So once this installation is ready, this could be a way used as a very good medium for building awareness. It makes viewer to rethink like why we are discarding this mobile very frequently. Manufacturers, they try to bring in new features, new technologies, and they tempt user. The obsolete thing, definitely it will come to the e-waste dump, or in worst case it will go to the landfill. So to avoid that, if everybody start upcycling and trying to create a new thing, then it will be very useful for environmental and pollution protection. Usually, like every Sunday, without fail, I go to Sunday Vichar, Kabaddi Vichar, where I try to hunt amazing products. Unless you have little knowledge about electronics, it's a bit difficult to identify which one to buy. So the design process is very simple. First thing is you have to collect, identify the products, bring it in your studio, and then start segregating it. So just a quick example, if you dismantle this mobile phone, there is inside this one board is there, motherboard, display, driver, and lot of other electronics with the chassis. And sometimes I used to get only the covers and then start visualizing. So visualizations start with something like a meditation. So once you have a nice music and relax, and then you start thinking about how best you can use this material. So that is how it starts. So I usually like asymmetrical design. Symmetrical design is very simple. Usually what happens, artists know, they usually work in mixed media, contemporary, like for example they use watercolor, oil color, acrylic. One sculpture which I try to use keyboard keys. These are all discarded keys. So some 10,000 keys are used for this, and you can see a nice rhythm and then form. No? Usually, like if you see the muscular this one, anatomy, so you'll get these contours. So these I'll try to bring it in as a lines. So I use e-waste as my paint basically. So once you start using this one, you can create wonders. Art installation I did in for Orion Mall. So that actually gave me more confidence. Making 25, 30 feet, no, I can now create 100 feet also. It's very easy. You have to plan it very meticulously and then get the e-waste material. So I collaborated with the recyclers. So they have tons of e-waste. So they provided, and then I used that and then created this amazing mega art mural. So as you know, tons of e-waste we generate every day. So for recyclers, it's a very big challenge actually. Because you must be knowing, recycling process is a very meticulous. For example, extracting gold, copper, precious metals, no, rare earth metal is very difficult process. It's not like easy thing, and there is a lot of limitation in doing that. Whereas upcycling, you don't have to change the forms. I use as it is. For example, these keys I use it as it is. I don't have to cut or mold it or change it. I see the waste as it is and then start working on my designs. E-waste crisis is a global crisis. India and developing countries, they used to import e-waste from developed countries. So those kind of things we can avoid. We can make our earth more greener by opting for upcycling. We can make lot of interesting things. For example, you can use simple desk cloth. You can use one awards. Here, lot of like CPU and then other chips I use. It is not like a simple award. Now it's a very valuable one. Orion Mall, I spent almost a month, and then post that I got amazing feedback from the visitor, like boost your morale and then try to create an amazing thing. So one, for example, this I created for my exhibition recently. It happened in Alliance France in Vasant Nagar. So this is a very interesting composition where I try to use a lot of PCB and different, if you can see close, there are a lot of texture, metal and then coils, PCB. So a lot of things I use. So these kind of thing is possible only if you have thousands of electronic parts. So once you collect all these parts, then you can play with these kind of things, create your own composition and lot of interesting things. There is a keyboard which is as it is. I just used it. So as you know, these parts, actually once it's become obsolete or faulty, there is no other way. There is no refurbishment or repair kind of thing. So they have to scrap the individual, like some LED, this one, these kind of things. So those things I use and then create something.
It only takes an artist like Mr. Vishwanath to defy the unfortunate conventions of discarding your e-waste and not really caring what happens to it after. He shows us what's like to bring it back to life, to give it another life, making it all the more beautiful, all the more precious. We do have laws to manage e-waste that have been in place in India since 2011, mandating that only authorized dismantlers and recyclers collect e-waste. Yet, despite these governmental and non-governmental initiatives, the scenario remains unchanged. To state it simply, lack of awareness. The responsibility is everybody's, from manufacturers and retailers to consumers. Manufacturers must design products with recyclability in mind, ensuring that devices can be easily deassembled at the end of their life cycle. Retailers can implement take back programs to encourage consumers to return their old devices for recycling. Moreover, we need to learn to take care of our devices and be more open to repairs and refurbishment instead of immediately throwing a phone away when it stops working or being in vogue. Look for those e-waste recycling bins, be it at work, college, school, or just your apartment complex. Break the cycle of handing it over to the kabadiwalas. Now that you know why it matters, tell people why it matters. And if you get lucky, get inspired by an artist like Mr. Vishwanath right here.
You have to take a decision. You have to be minimalistic and then avoid devices going into waste. Use it very wisely. Think twice and then you decide on it. If everybody joins me, and then just imagine after 50 or 100 years how the earth will be, this carbon footprint and temperature, this one change, there's a lot of things happening. So you can avoid all those